Hi, Happy New Year to all of you. So happy that you could join us for Marshashana Yoga. I thought it would be interesting to take a look at some of the holidays listed for January, and I found among them National Nothing Day on January 16th, could be relaxing, and National Ditch the New Year's Resolutions Day on the 17th. Maybe there should be a National I Ate Too Much Day as well. That's why we're going to talk about digestion today. Many will overindulge over the holidays. It's hard not to with all that food, but a lot of that food is fatty or rich, and we may have eaten larger quantities than normal. This can result in digestive problems. In addition, some people have chronic conditions that may be worsened by the holiday eating. There are many different digestion issues. Some individuals experience chronic constipation, which can cause pain and bloating. It helps to add water and fiber to the diet, and of course, exercise, like yoga. Food intolerance can manifest in the same ways, but might also include heartburn, headache, vomiting, diarrhea, or irritability. Included in the food tolerance category is celiac disease. This is an autoimmune disorder where gluten is not tolerated well by the body. And then there's GERD, or what's more commonly called reflux. This can be caused by a number of conditions, including snacking or eating before lying down, bending over at the waist a lot, certain medications, or exercise. Some medications designed to treat reflux can help, but can also cause rebound effects. Sometimes monitoring diet can help a lot with this. This is something I was diagnosed with about a year ago. I had a sore throat that kept coming back. So making some changes in what I was eating has made a big difference. Inflammatory bowel disease encompasses Crohn's disease, which involves the GI tract, and ulcerative colitis, which manifests from an inflamed colon. Since symptoms of these can include fatigue, night sweats, weight loss, and bleeding, a person should be treated immediately. Stress can be a huge factor in digestive disorders. If you've ever felt butterflies in your stomach before a big meeting, or felt the stomach tighten or churn with bad news, you have experienced this mind-body connection yourself. With our harried lifestyles, we can be in a constant state of fight or flight. Fight or flight response is great if you really are in danger and running away from something terrifying. But if that fight or flight is turned on all the time, it's not good for the body. Blood is moved away from the digestive system and towards the major muscle groups. Of course, the body is meant to rest after this to allow the body to return to balance. But when that doesn't happen, it wreaks havoc on digestion. We know yoga calms the mind and body and brings the body out of a state of fight or flight, and that is good for digestion. Certain poses can help too. For instance, in cat-cow, if we breathe deeply, it helps to massage the internal organs, and by lengthening and then compressing the intestines, more blood can flow through and therefore lead to healthier functioning. So let's move to the mat. So let's take a deep breath. And a long, complete exhalation. And then bring your arms up and just take one to each elbow as you either rest them behind your head on the bolster or on your forehead if you have shoulder or issues there. And just resting, letting the chest open. So most of the time we live in our heads. We really don't give much attention to the body unless something should go wrong with it. So we do attempt to make that connection in yoga. Bring that awareness of how we're sitting, how we're standing, what we're thinking, how many times we go over a storyline in our head, how many times we make a rash judgment. Bring the arms straight up in the air and just make a loose fist with the hands, keeping the arms long and in front of the shoulders so that you can see them. You don't want your arms back here, so keep them up here. And then spread the fingers wide. And then wiggle the fingers. And then make a loose fist. And then spread the fingers wide. And then wiggle the fingers. And then make a loose fist. Spread the fingers wide. And then wiggle the fingers. And then just bring the arms long behind you as you lengthen through the sides of the waist. Taking a big breath there and bringing the arms down. And then we'll just release the legs from the blocks as we allow them to go long. Just noticing for a moment your position on the mat, making sure you're nice and straight. And then we begin to point the feet. So we're just pointing the feet, flexing them. Again, pointing and stretch and flexing and pointing and flexing the feet. And then allow the toes to move towards the ceiling and just wiggle the toes and then attempt to spread them to any degree that you're able. We're always trying to widen the feet in yoga too. It gives us a nice firm grounding to the earth. And then wiggle the toes and then spread them wide. And then take the arms long behind you as you extend through the fingertips and through the heels, grounding down through the backs of the legs. And breathing, because you're compromised here in the lung area, so we want to hold the breath. But just continue to breathe. And taking a nice big inhalation, we allow the arms to come down in time with the breath. And then we take the feet a little further apart, making some nice circles with them, bringing the big toes inwards towards each other, and then rolling them away. And then we'll go in the other direction. And in this way, we also feel the connection, noticing again the awareness to the hips as we move the ankles. And then bringing the big toes together and sliding the heels apart. And pointing the toes forward, just getting a nice stretch to the tops of the legs, and then coming back towards the ceiling and just wipering them back and forth. And then bringing the legs back to hip distance and just tapping, doing a tap slide with the legs, bringing some circulation and invigoration into them. And then once again, we're going to extend the arms and extend the legs away. Exhaling down. And I'll just have you come up a little bit and move your bolster off to the side. Now, again, if you do have any shoulder or neck issues, you can keep the pillow under your head. If not, you can move it to the side. Leave your blocks down by your feet and just come down to a flat back position. So here we notice the body, just taking a moment with the mind's eye to observe the body. Is it straight? And then we're going to take the body long again, leading with the thumbs and extending behind us. And then we'll add a pelvic tilt here, so just pushing the small of the back into the floor. And just breathing, don't stop breathing. And then release that pelvic tilt, release the arms down by the sides. Bring your feet to the floor one at a time, and then draw the knees into the chest. And leaving a little space between the knees and the feet, just gently rock them in and out, just warming up that lower back area. And then we go left to right. And I like to let the knees come forward a little so I get a nice feeling across the sacrum as we kind of get a little mini massage going on there. And then coming back to center, bring the hands behind the thighs and draw the soles of the feet up. So we're getting them up as much to the ceiling as we can, and then pointing and flexing the feet. And then bringing the soles of the feet together, pointing the toes up in the air. If you can use the elbows to just open up that groin area a little more, just moving them against the thighs. And then releasing the feet down to the floor. Let's stretch the spine again. We always lengthen the spine. Exhaling the arms down. Bring the feet to the floor one at a time. Draw the left knee into your chest. Just pause a moment. And then extend it up, interlacing the fingers behind and driving the sole of the foot right up to the ceiling. We lengthen the arms to wherever place you can go comfortably. And we keep the leg long and straight. The right knee is pointed straight up at the ceiling. And we point and flex the left foot, just stretching that hamstring. A lot of people have the tight hamstrings. And then drawing the thigh towards the chest and then pushing it back up and lengthening again, pointing and flexing. And again, drawing to the chest. So we really want to work those hamstrings to prepare ourselves. And then cross that leg over the other leg. Have your knee and hip in a straight line. Draw the knees up, bringing one hand to each knee, gently rocking it. Breathing. And then taking that right foot down to the floor, crossing the leg all the way over. Take your left palm right down beside you. Take the right hand to the knees. Guide them to the right as the head moves to the left. And then coming back up to center. Uncross the legs, extend the arms, just reaching and then exhaling down. Bringing your feet to the floor again, one at a time. And this time we'll cross the right leg over the left. And then we're going to draw the knees to the chest and gently rock. And then just lift that leg up, that left leg up, and point and flex. Bring that down. I have to go back because I messed up, so I'm going to go back. We're going to cross the left leg over the right. No. Draw the left knee into the chest. I think I did it wrong again. Oh boy. I'm going to start again. Draw the right knee into the chest. And then extend it up, interlacing behind it. Point and flex the foot. Draw the thigh to the chest. Push it back up. And once again, point and flex the foot. Draw that down again. Once more, push it up and stretch that hamstring. And then cross that leg over the other, lift that to the chest, and just rock it in and out. And then bring that left foot to the floor, cross the leg all the way over, bring your right hand palm down, and your left just brings the knees to the left, head moving a little to the right. And breathing into the abdomen. And in these twist positions, we release toxins from the body and squeeze the internal organs. And then inhaling back up, uncross the legs, and just lengthen the legs and lengthen the arms. And then exhaling down. And then we'll bring the feet to the floor once again. Draw the knees into the chest. Bring your forefingers tight behind the knees and just draw them in again. Point and flex the feet. Bring the feet down to the floor. Bring the right knee into the chest. And just hug it in and take a big breath here. And then extend the left leg long. Let it be active on the floor. And in this wind releasing pose, we are actually now compressing the ascending colon with the right knee. And then if you're able, just bring your nose up towards that knee a little. Keep the left leg active, toes are up towards the ceiling. Then release that back down. Draw the other knee into the chest as we neutralize the spine and also stimulate the transverse colon. And then hold the right knee, let the left knee, let the right come down and extend along the floor. Being very active. Take a breath. And then bring the nose up towards the knee. Relax the head down, draw the other knee in just to relax and neutralize the spine. And then bring the feet to the floor, and we'll just once more extend the arms long. Exhaling down. Now we'll come to bridge pose, and bridge pose is very good for the digestion too, because we do compress the intestines, and as we do that, it brings blood flow to the heart. It helps to get rid of the fatigue that's caused by poor digestion. So in Setu Bandha, a bridge pose, we press down with the feet, bringing them as close to the buttocks as possible, and then walking the palms down the side of the mat. You can even take a hold of the side of your mat just to draw your shoulders down and away. So you broaden the shoulders, you press down with the feet, and you lift the upper thighs up towards the ceiling in Setu Bandha. The chin drops to the chest. Now lift your heels up. Just lift them and try lowering them while keeping that extension, just getting a nice stretch while we're at it through the top of the thighs. Coming down one vertebrae at a time. And just bringing the legs down. And we'll just roll to our side and come up to a seated position. So you can sit either on a pillow, you can sit on the bolster. It all depends where your knees are falling. So if your knees are up high, you need to have, some adjustment to raise you up in the back. The knees should always be supported, no matter where they fall, so that they're not hanging. We're going to do a little bit of alternate nostril breathing. We bring the hand out, draw the first two fingers into the palm. The other two fingers stay together. They might not want to at first, but they will eventually. And then the thumb. And we leave the other hand palm up. Now the alternate nostril breathing is good because it relieves tension, it calms the mind, and it also gets rid of fatigue. It balances the left and right sides of the brain, and it also clears the energy channels. So it's good. So we want to bring this above the nose, so it's either resting on the bridge or right above it. We lower the chin just slightly. We put a gentle smile on our face. And then we block one nostril with the fingers. And we inhale through the thumb. We block the thumb. Exhale through the other side. Inhale, finger side. Block, exhale, thumb. Inhale, thumb side. Exhale, finger. Inhale, finger side. Exhale, thumb. Bring the hands down. Open the palms. Envision a beautiful golden light above the crown of the head. As we inhale, we draw that light into the body. As we exhale, we allow it to flood the Manipura chakra at the abdomen, flooding it with the light and turning it a golden color. And then we bring our hands right to the front of our legs, the thighs, calves, or the ankles. We inhale as we move the chest forward. Exhale, rolling, pulling the tummy back in spinal flex. Inhale forward. Exhale back, really working that belly area today. So we are doing a rocking motion, but not bobbing the head, keeping that even. And then coming up to center. Let's bring our hands to the tops of the knees. We begin spinal rotation. We inhale as we move around. Exhale, we pull back, drawing the abdomen back, inhaling around. Coming back, really working that area as we massage the intestines and the internal organs. So just going at your own pace. And then coming over to the side, and we'll just go in the opposite direction as we move around, inhaling forward. Exhaling, rounding back. Inhaling, and then just coming back around to center. And just opening the eyes. Bring the hands above the head, interlace them down to the webbing, and turn the palms up, reaching up to the sky, taking a deep breath, and exhaling down. Bring one hand beside you as you draw the other up near the head. Lean to the side, keeping well grounded in the buttocks area. Stretching through the side of the waist. Coming back up, drawing the other arm up and leaning to the side. Just stretching that side too, and then coming back up. Bring both arms up to center. Turn to face your knee. Drop one hand to the knee, one arm behind as you move into a twist. Allow the tummy to be back towards the spine, the head to stay with the chest somewhat. So don't go too far back here. Keep it nice. Keep the tummy tucked back. Take a breath. Move the head towards the knee, so it's right near the knee, and then drop down. Exhale. Tuck the tummy back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, tuck and round like a cat-cow motion here. Again, working those internal organs, lifting, exhaling down. Come up, bring the arms up, bring them to center, draw them to the other knee, drop down, move into that twist. Spine is straight. Breathing. And then just moving that head back towards that knee. Exhale, dropping it. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, dropping. Inhale up. Exhaling down. And coming up and to center, and just releasing the blocks. Just letting the legs go long for a minute, tapping the legs, and just pointing and flexing the feet again. And then we'll come to a table position on the floor. So we're going to come up on the knees, hands and knees. And in this position, we know that we keep the shoulders right over the wrist and the hips right over the knees. We inhale, raise the head up into a flat back position, and then we exhale, round and tuck, drop the head. Inhale, come up. Exhale, round and tuck, lengthen the arms, press down with the tops of the feet. Inhale, come up. Exhale, round and tuck. And as we do that, we compress and lengthen the intestines, helping with elimination, tapping the tops of the feet. And then I want you to just bring a block and place it at the front. And I know we usually come into a child's pose, but now we're going to do a puppy's pose. And in puppy's pose, the difference being the hips staying right over the knee as we relax the arms forward and the head onto the block. So keeping the knees over the hips. And just getting a nice stretch here. And if you've eaten too much and you're having belly cramps, this is a great position to stretch the belly. And of course, no matter what pose we're doing, nothing should hurt in yoga. A stretch is one thing, pain is another. We don't want that. If there's any position that bothers you, just come out of it. Don't be concerned in comparing or anything. Just come out of the pose and into something comfortable. Now we'll come up to standing, taking the blanket off. Coming to the middle of the mat and just bringing the blocks to the front. Come into Tadasana. Make sure your feet are even and parallel. Breathe in, bring the arms up and over, lift the toes, spread them. Exhale, place them down. Again, we lift up into Urdhva Hastasana, reaching up towards the sky, lifting out of the waist. And then keeping the legs long, we bend and just hinge at the hips, coming down into Uttanasana, forward fold. Ut meaning intense, Tan meaning stretch. So this is an intense stretch for the back of the legs. We look through to the back of the room. Just doing what you're able. Don't have your hands hanging, so they need to be reaching somewhere, the blocks or the floor. And then bend the knees a little and just come up ragdoll style, bringing the head up last. We're going to step wide. So we bring the legs even and parallel. We try to bring attention to the outside of the feet so that we lift the arches, so that we're not collapsing in here. And then we're going to bring the hands to the waist. We're going to turn the right foot out all the way. We'll make sure that is straight, nice straight line. We bring the toes in and slide the heel out. And we face the way we're standing. Extend the arms and then bend the forward knee. Coming into Warrior Two, making sure that the knee stays over the ankle. Does not go beyond it, and gazing out over that hand. In Warrior Two. Bring the front arm down to the thigh, extend the other over. Try to move the ribs towards the ceiling, but keep the arm in front. Don't let it go behind your shoulder. Coming up, bring the hands to the hips, turn the feet to the front. Take a breath. Turn the opposite foot out all the way. Allow the leg to be nice and long. Bring the toes in, the heel slides back, torso to the front, extend through the arms. Bend the forward knee and just gaze out over that. So just make sure you keep your arm at shoulder level back. Don't drop it down. Don't bring it up too high. Keep the back leg engaged as well. And then bring the front arm down as you extend over. And just inside, extended side angle. And then coming back up to center, bringing the feet together. And just coming back, tapping the legs. Inhale, round the shoulders. Exhale back. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale up. Exhale back. Bring the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, ha. Ha. Now let's move to the wall. So if you have a blank space, a little space of wall, let's come over to the wall. Let's bring the arm right at shoulder height and walk the feet out as much as you're able. And then bring your arm up and just stretch through the sides. So you actually get a nice stretch through both sides. Just making sure that arm is straight. And then coming up, and we'll just move to the other side as we again bring that at shoulder length, walking the feet out to wherever we're able, bringing the arm over. Just trying not to twist the torso as we stretch both sides of the body. And then coming back up. We're going to just move to the wall again as let's move over to this wall. It might be better to see. And as we come here, we're just going to bring the arms at shoulder height. And we're going to move one foot back as we bring the other foot into that 90-degree angle. Now the hands are rising above the shoulders. You make sure this stays over the knee, and it gives you a nice stretch on that back calf. And then just bringing that forward, we're going to just reach back with the other foot. So when we do the calf stretches, it's really good too because a lot of the feet problems are related to tightness in that area. So just again, keeping that over. And then coming back up. And now at the wall, we're just going to take Put one hand at the wall, take the other, and bring the foot right up to the buttocks. Getting a nice stretch to the front of the thigh. And then releasing, going to the other side, stretching that a little. And then releasing that down. And then if you just come to the wall with your back to the wall, you can just step your feet out a little bit and just come into a seated position. So we're working the thigh area. So just about everybody feels this. It's pretty intense on the thighs. I had a man in my class the other night who was doing this. He was way down. I was like, wow. He said that he walked 100 steps a day or something, and so he had gotten his legs in pretty good shape there. So coming back to the center, let's just try a little cross-stepping. So just once here, back, and again as we cross the midline, helping with balancing the sides of the brain, and then adding the arms. And then just coming back to center. We'll step to the front of our mat. We stand in Tadasana again. And we're going to move into downward dog. So we're going to move in, bend the knees, bring the hands beside the feet, and step back into down dog. Now, if you had to get there doing some other way, that's fine too. And then we're just going to move into plank pose. So we move so that the shoulders come right over the wrist. Draw your right knee into your chest. Tuck it under the other leg. Put the toes on the floor. Come back. Bring that knee in. Bring it back. Bring the other knee in. Extend it under the other leg. Come back and back into place. Drop the knees, toes together, knees apart. Just rest the head on a block in child's pose. And taking a breath. And then just coming up. Once more, we move into table. And then moving the hands forward. Let's take a moment to focus on the position, on the down dog position. We have the index fingers, they're parallel to each other. We focus on those as well as toning the upper arms, firming those upper arms, tucking the toes about the same distance apart as your hands, and lifting the buttocks up towards the ceiling. Let the head hang. Lower the heels down as much as you're able. Move into plank pose. Now plank pose is one of the few poses that really gets at that lower belly muscle. And then just try, you can either drop your knee and turn to the side, or you can come up on the sides of the feet as you extend one arm away from the other in side plank. Come back down, move the other way. So either dropping the knee or just keeping the sides of your feet. Whatever's good for your body. And then coming down. And then we'll come here, come back, just bring your bolster, bring it between the legs, and just rest the head to one side. So just taking a moment now to notice the breath, the rise and fall of the breath. And then just turning the head to the other side. Whenever we do something on one side, we always do it on the other, even resting. And then just coming up and setting the bolster aside. Now we'll come and bring our blanket. We'll put it back down, and we're going to have a few moments of meditation before our Shavasana. So let's lay the blanket down. And we'll just come to sitting on the bolster. We support the knees with the blocks. So in this position, we sit nice and straight and tall, and we bring our hands up on the thighs. And we're going to focus now on the Manipura chakra, which is right at the abdomen. This is the seat of our personal power and our confidence. It's also the center of our dreams, our creativity, our emotion. The element is fire, and in the physical body, it's related to the stress hormones. The chant for this chakra is Ram, and we'll chant Ram 3 times. We inhale now to begin. So now envision a golden fluid above the crown of the head. As we inhale, we draw the fluid into the body. As we exhale, we allow it to flood the Manipura chakra, turning it a golden color, allowing us to be more confident, to be more creative. And then very gently, we move to Shavasana, bringing a bolster beneath the legs and a pillow beneath the head. We bring the palms of the hands up. We know that prana, or life energy, enters through the palms of the hands, the crown of the head, and the soles of the feet. We notice the rise and fall of our breath. The ebb and the flow. We allow our thoughts to stay at bay as we enjoy these few moments of calmness, as we invite a sense of peacefulness to come. And while you rest on the floor, I'll read you something. Life is amazing, and then it's awful, and then it's amazing again. And in between the amazing and awful, it's ordinary and mundane and routine. Breathe in the amazing. Hold on through the awful, and relax and exhale during the ordinary. That's just living heartbreaking, soul-healing, amazing, awful, ordinary life. And it's breathtakingly beautiful. Draw your attention now to your feet. Just notice the feet as they rest there. The heels heavy on the ground. Soles of the feet are relaxed. Arches slacken. We release each and every toe. And then we notice the weight of the legs on the bolster. They're heavy there. We relax the tops of the feet, the shins, the knees, the thighs. We notice the lower back on the floor. We release the lower back. We rest the upper back. We draw our attention to the abdomen. We've worked that area a lot today. We allow it now to relax. We rest all the internal organs there. We notice the breath there. Notice your arms resting on the floor. Relax your palms. Relax all the fingers. Let the backs of the hands be heavy on the floor. Release the shoulders. Let them draw down away from the ears and rest into the mat. As we inhale, we draw in positivity. As we exhale, we let go of negativity. We notice the weight of the back of the head on the pillow. And we relax the neck, the jaw. Soften all the muscles of the face. Release the eyes, release the mouth, relax the tongue. Rest the mind. Attending to your breath. And then just gently begin to bring movement to the fingers and toes. And then we'll just gently roll to the side and rest there for a moment. And as we rest here, we notice the support of the earth below us. the wonder of the universe around us, and the beauty and bountifulness of our souls. And then very gently, just keeping your sense of serenity, bring yourself to a simple seated position. Sitting tall, we bring the hands to heart center. We bow the busy, intellectual mind to the more intuitive wisdom of the heart. May the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surrounds you, and the pure light within you guide your way home. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.